There's nothing like being your own tech support person when shit goes wrong. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I think I fixed my mic issues. I'm gonna write, can you hear me? And for anyone who's joining, it's because I'm having trouble getting live. So, okay, so I'm gonna talk as if you guys can hear me. And if you can't, let me know. Basically, I'm here to hang out and probably not for very long today. Just want to check in and see how you guys are doing in this holiday hour and holiday period. Okay, perfect. I fixed my volume. Thank you for letting me know, because frankly, that could have been a long time of me talking into the void and no one noticing. And I would have been like, that was a great live stream. And then I go listen and I'm like, what the fuck? No one said anything. So thank you for being my eyes and ears for me. So checking in with everybody, just want to say hey. And I did not plan this live stream, or I would have given a heads up. I'm just in the mood and I wanted to check in. So I got a really funny gift for Christmas and I wanted to show you guys. Okay. My family knows what I do, okay, for the most part. And so someone very dear to me put my face on a stuffed unicorn. So now this sticks around on my couch. So I literally have not just one pillow with my face on it. I have 2 pillows with my face on it. Hang on. Okay. Now, that's a lot of pillows with my face on it in my apartment. I'm just saying. I do wonder what it says about me to be like, here's a picture of me. Anyways, it's all in good fun. Oh, Miss R, hello from Florida. Wow. I saw you got yourself some green the other day, and I was telling my friend who was with me how joyous I felt for you having that experience down there. So yes, Miss R is in Florida right now, getting some sun. So I will get to the comments, maybe a bit delayed, but I'm still having fun with my unicorn pillow. So people are doing dirty things to it though, because they think it's like, oh, let me just, So I have to protect her, maybe wash her a few times, but yeah. So this is the stuffed unicorn, Toronto unicorn. Isn't that sweet? All right. So I wanted to just check in and hang out a little bit. And yeah, I'm having fun preparing for what's coming next on my channel. I think I am really excited about a new genre of voice content, like using my voice I was doing some affirmation videos. If you guys haven't seen them, I hope you check them out. I have a couple of YouTube channels, and the long 60-minute affirmations are on my TorontoUnicorn Everything Drawer channel. And it is 3 of them. I did 3 of them. One is I am worthy, I am safe, and I deserve pleasure. And this is what I'm asking of you. If you could benefit in any way from having somebody energetically believe the words they're saying to you as they're saying them to you in your ear, and telling you that you are worthy, you're deserving, you're lovable, that's what I did this for. I made affirmations. I have these videos that are there to help you build up your mental, what do you want to call it? Maybe your mental readiness to accept like love or in your life. So I really feel really passionate about these affirmations, and I will put a link to these in a comment below when I'm done the stream, because the one that's called I am safe, I actually do go back to it and listen to it whenever I'm having like a heightened anxiety moment, right? I literally listen to my own words saying like, I am safe, I can count on myself, I will show up for myself, and things like that. So that's what I've been enjoying using my voice for lately, but I want to use my voice in other styles of content. So whether I do a voiceover of content as an inner thought, right? Like whether I'm doing a modeling shoot and maybe I'll actually like give some audio thoughts as I'm, overlaying it on my content. So I have some exciting ideas to do voice content in the future. So if you have any suggestions, I know there's a lot of ASMR videos where people like tap their nails on microphones, or like they'll like whisper, and you can get a real like kind of tingly feeling about it. So I'm thinking about doing that kind of stuff too, but I'm not usually the kind of person that just like jumps on a bandwagon and just starts doing things that other people are doing. Oh, my fan turned on. I like to do things my own way, my own flavor. So yeah, so I'm gonna go and catch up with some of the comments, and then we'll keep chit chatting. All right. So thank you again for my sound check. It's nice to see your guys' names here because I see you guys in the comments, obviously. And oh my God, am I ever swamped with comments? I really do try so hard to get back to everybody. But I usually say if you want a response to your comment right away, be one of the first 10 people to comment on my videos, right? In that day or in the first 24 hours, even. And that's when you'll usually get it. Hair wash ASMR. What do you mean? You just like watch me wash my hair? Is it like slow motion? Like, hey, like this is me cleaning myself. Like, tell me about it. I'm so new to all of it. All right. Okay. So James Williams says, I've always wanted to have an interview and conversation with you, and I love your content. Oh, that's interesting. So what kind of interview would you like to have, James? Do you have something, maybe like a story to contribute to the lifestyle or something? Because I do have podcasts where I interview people. So if you are eager and have something to contribute or say, you can actually reach out to me at my TorontoUnicorn lingerie at gmail.com. That email address is also on my website. And, I don't answer a lot of emails if they're just people trying to get content or for free content, but I do respond people who are like, hey, like, let's sit down and have an interview for a podcast. Okay, John Single says my blow up doll has the face of Trudeau. Give him what he has. Okay, well, that's an interesting way to get your feelings out, I would say. Okay, so thanks, Derek, again for confirming. Mario says subliminals work. Use them often. Different kinds all over YouTube. Yeah. Okay. And then you said Mr. Wing's shampoo salon. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check that out. Because I love the idea of expanding my horizons of the content that I'm producing. People who have been watching me from the beginning, some of you have been even in this chat, have seen me evolve. I started 4 or 5 years ago now, and I started as a very eager, fresh-faced single woman unicorn joining this lifestyle and unsure where it was going to take me and what it was going to give me. And at the beginning, I thought I was here to have a fantasy fulfilled or two, and that would be it. I didn't realize it was a lifelong change of way of living and way of not masking who I actually am around people. Vanilla world is something that I feel for me, I'm very closed up in. I can't always say the inappropriate joke that I would in front of my real friends, right, from the lifestyle. And so I didn't realize that by joining this lifestyle to have a few threesomes, I ended up finding my tribe of people that made me feel like I could be myself around them and be appreciated for it and not tolerated for it, if that makes sense. Ours, one of those people, me and her were clearly on my channel together for years. We are still on my channel together for years. But what I mean is we have gone through so much together. We have been different versions of ourselves on this journey in front of the camera for you. You've seen our from the beginning when she was so new to the sex club world. I think she was in that phase of her life where she was in, like let's seek out pleasure, like let's seek out new experiences. And so she had her own phase of, fulfilling fantasies and, living outside her comfort zone and crossing things off her bucket list. And so we both have had, in addition to everyone else I showcase on the channel, such an evolution. And this lifestyle takes you places, and sometimes you take breaks from it. Sometimes you decide, I've had too much clubbing for a while, and you take a month or two off and come back to it. A lot of people I know need to take breaks from the lifestyle. There's even couples that take breaks from swinging. There's couples that say, you know what, like, let's just put that on hold for the rest of, the year, and we'll come back to it in whatever time. So what I learned is that it's not like you're, a swinger, you're hardcore, you're in this or you're not. not, you can be, existing under the umbrella of a sex positive lifestyle and still be a monogamous couple, like, believe it or not, because it's really more about, in my opinion, like if you're a voyeuristic couple, you could still go to sex clubs, even if you don't have any intention of meeting anybody to talk to, and have just an erotic date night out. So there's just so much variety and space out there. So, hey, YouTube, I'm allowed to do this, so I'm going to do it. Not allowed to do that on my fan page. Apparently you can't smoke illegal weed on my fan page. So, okay, so let me keep going here. There's so much to check out. So, hey there, how are you doing tonight? I'm Curtis Cullen from Nova Scotia, Canada. Curtis, did you know that my mother is from Nova Scotia? So yeah, I am, what do they call a brown noser, or is that what it's called? Remember the slang for it? I think a blue noser. What is it, brown noser or suck up? I think I got that wrong. Anyways, all I know is that I am also, my family has some heritage there, so that's pretty cool. And Digby, I believe. So James Williams says, I would love to have a genuine conversation, and I truly appreciate your authenticity. Well, that's very nice. Max says, hello from Nova Scotia. So there's a few people from Nova Scotia. What's going on in Nova Scotia lately? Apparently Nova Scotia's got all the cool people. That's pretty cool. James says, even though your content is great, I truly want to just... I truly want to just want the normalcy. Yeah, that's fair. I think sometimes people also live vicariously through my content because maybe it's not a lifestyle they want for themselves, but they want to watch the lifestyle. Like, I remember when, the show Sister Wives came out, and it was kind of revolutionary in the first few seasons because it was like this guy that was like, had all these wives, and like they all knew, and it was like allowed, and we're all watching them like we're like anthropologists, like, wow, that's how she reacts when he does that. And isn't that fascinating? Well, at least that was my experience watching Sister Wives. I was like, oh my God, that's my first real exposure to non-monogamy or alternative relationship structures. And so it was fascinating. Now, I can watch that show all I want, but I don't personally want that lifestyle. I don't personally want to have a husband that has another wife. So that's the thing. There is a difference in being consumed and entertained by my content and this lifestyle versus actually wanting to dip your own toes in. And that's totally respectable. So yes, Curtis, blue nosa. I knew it. Okay, perfect, James. You do that and I will remember this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Okay. John says, I am not only a member of the local celibate sex addicts, I'm also the president of it. A celibate sex addict. So I assume you're going cold turkey, so to speak, for sex, because is it like a slippery slope for you? I actually would like to study a bit of sex addiction more because I've met some people, sex addicts at the clubs, and I'm just interested to learn a bit more about it. Well, hello, growing Mo Flower. I love it. No, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I have a few emergency cigarettes for when I have, something bad happen in my life or whatever. And it's kind of like my go-to coping strategy to be like, I'm going to have a cigarette. So yes, I did used to smoke when I was younger. I smoked for a few years. Yeah. This is a joint. This is a legal marijuana cigarette. Well, it's not a cigarette, but it's a marijuana joint. So yeah, I hope you guys all had a good holiday season. I for one am happy the holidays are over. I just think let's just put all that shit behind us and move forward and like go back to a sense of normalcy. So I'm actually looking forward to, putting the tinsel away and the stockings away and coming back to just, everyday regular life. For me, that's something I enjoy. So wanted to say I have a bunch of new modeling content on my fan page. I know I did that little clip for video of the mermaid. I called it mermaid or unicorn, but I had like a mermaid scale bra on and these really beautiful flared rainbow pants on kind of. And I really liked it. But I remember I made the video and then I thought to myself, I can't put this on YouTube. And so I had to go back and delete some of the content and some of the text on the screen. And then I posted it on YouTube. So if you want to know what I'm like uncensored, you're going to have to come to my fan page. That is where I'm allowed to be raunchy and push the line and, intrigue with, my delivery of content. So, for example, there was a voiceover I did before on my YouTube that was so innocent. It was like, do you want to know what I'm thinking when I sit and like look at you like this? Like it was like super innocent. But then I go to my fan page and like I'm a dirty, filthy girl. Like I can totally look you in the eye through the camera and say some crazy shit to you. So that's why I wish like more of you, if you haven't had a chance to come to my fan page and just see what I'm like uncensored, I do have live stream replays of every live stream I've done on my fan page as well. You can go watch. I have the Extra Dark Story Times or After Dark Story Times, and from years ago up until now, you can get the dirty details of me uncensored. Oh, here comes the big question from Night Sun. What club do you prefer, M4 or X Club? Well, that is a complicated question. So the best way I have heard the comparison between M4 and X Club explained, although there is some people who have some strong opinions, I think M4 is a sex club that has some dancing, and X Club is a dance club that has some sex. Does that make sense? So X Club is where, in my opinion, I would choose to go if I wanted to have a good clubbing night. I like the DJs at X Club. I think that they know how to keep me and my friends dancing and having fun on the dance floor. And I also like their bar area is really elegant and all that. The back area is just as elegant at X Club, but it also is very separate. You have to go take some clothes off, derobe, put a towel on, and go into some of the play areas. Now, there is some play areas where you can wear clothes, so I should specify that. So it's not all that way. But with M4, I found that like we'll dance a little bit in the front. The DJ is hit or miss for me at M4, and it's not just me who thinks that. So it is a night where you hope for the best, and sometimes you have a great night, and sometimes you're left confused on the dance floor wondering what that fucking transition was all about. But otherwise, it is also really cool because M4 has a big open play area, and there's also a middle area where you can go have like derobed a little bit, but you could still kind of just be around it all. And so I really like M4's intensity of sex if that's what you're looking for. But if I were to go to a club on a date with a guy, I'd probably choose X Club because I find it would be just less people standing around gawking over you too, which I kind of like because I go on the single guy nights. So I'm rambling, but I think it is a personal preference. But for me, it depends on what I'm going for. If I'm going there to be a voyeur and watch a bunch of people have sex, I'm going to go to Club M4. If my single girlfriends are going to find single men to hook up with, they're usually going to choose M4 for that. I just think they've had better success there with the single guys. I think if I was like going to dress up and have a classy night out, yeah, X Club. Make sense? All right, there's so much. Okay, so Lakeman says, what's your wildest Big D story? Well, I remember getting a 9-incher. Was it 9 inches or 9.5? And I basically started like coughing in disbelief because I was like, you want me to take that in my mouth? So I think that it was a guy that I'd hooked up with a few times. And when he unveiled his package, I was like, oh, whoa, I'm not going to be good at this. But I also have a shallow, vagina. So I actually think my cervix is a low hanging cervix, if that makes sense. So I can only take like max 6 inches. So I don't know if I'd be all that excited opening a giant package because I'd be like, I'm going to make it down halfway, So, so that was something. And yeah. Okay. So Max Heartline says, what are your thoughts on polyamory versus swinging? Well, that's a good question. And, I am personally not polyamorous. I would identify more as a swinger, but even questioning whether that's the case too anymore because I have very limited aspiration left to have more group sex or threesomes. I think if they come along, great. But like, am I going to go seek them? No, probably not. I think I've really checked off my bucket list of experiences. And so if I were to have more of those experiences in the future, they wouldn't be something I strategically planned. It would be something that's like comes along. So polyamory, I did have a limited experience with it, and I know that it's unfair to judge something based on just my own experience of it, and that's fair because I've seen other people have very successful polyamorous relationships. I personally know a few people who are having, from the outward, looking in at least, very successful experiences. But for me personally, I did not like it. I didn't feel like it was natural for my, love romantic ideals. And I didn't enjoy the experience of knowing somebody I cared about was out making love to somebody else. I thought that was like, it was an unnecessary feeling to mitigate. I mean, I'd rather just not have that, and not because it's because I want to close down and make, and live some old fashioned version of something. It's because that's what I want to fucking do. Some people want to partner up. Some people don't want to be non-monogamous forever. Sometimes they want to be non-monogamous while they're single, and just flirt around with all these people. I mean, there's just so much leeway. So I think that for me personally, I'm not going to be polyamorous again. I'm never going to think it's okay for somebody that's a significant partner to be like, so I have to factor in this other person's needs. No, that's not for me. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with knowing that about myself. But would I be, a sexual partner to somebody who is polyamorous? Yes. So there's a difference there. I would still be very open-minded to being, having sexual experiences with polyamorous people. Totally down with that. But I'm not going to be romantically invested in a relationship with somebody who is polyamorous. So, but poly people are awesome because they are much more easygoing about sex than like for example, when my vanilla folk, if I were to like look at someone's husband for too long, they'd get like their back up about it. Like, oh, don't be looking at my husband. But in poly circles, it's just that energy isn't there. Like you're allowed to be a little flirty with people's husbands and shit, It's kind of interesting. All right. Anyone have any questions for me? And then I am going to go and jump onto my fan page for a few minutes and talk a little bit more uncensored there because, that's where the big guns can come out. So I'm going to do that. But if you guys wanted any input on the kind of content you see, do you miss me doing pillow talks? Do you want me to do a pillow talk? Do you want me to do another video of the Good Boy Maker, the next iteration? These are things that I haven't done in a few months. And I'm wondering, are you missing them? Do you want one? So if you could let me know in a comment, and then I'll be here for another few minutes, and then I'm going to be going to my fan page. What is the name of your fan page? So the name is TorontoUnicorn. It is at OnlyFans. I'm not actually allowed to put the link to my fan page on my YouTube. Like just it is what it is. But if you go to the OnlyFans site and hit /TorontoUnicorn, you'll find me. But I also have my fan page linked on my TorontoUnicorn.com website. It's also linked in my little campsite tree, which is like a link tree. In every single video, I put that link. So okay, so Max said, I'm in the same boat, don't think it's for me anymore. And I think that's fine. And it also might just not be for you anymore right now. Maybe you revisit that decision in a year or two, maybe you don't, right? And I think that's the thing, is like, you're not stuck in this new world if you don't like this new world, or if it doesn't fit forever. What you're doing is pursuing your passions and joy, and maybe the source of those will change, right? So all right. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go to my fan page now, and it's on my OnlyFans. So if you come there right now, it's 12:28. It's December 28th. It's roughly 5:30 p.m. I'm going to be there for at least another 10-15 minutes. So if you want to come check out my chat there, I will see you soon. Thank you so much. If you don't forget to please like this video, and if you haven't hit subscribe, I hope you do. I hope you go down the rabbit hole of Toronto Unicorn story times, because I have been through some things and seen some things and had no qualms about sharing some things. So, all right, love you all, and I'll see you guys on my fan page.